Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome to our first flight in the fly-by-wire A380 in a little while. Today we're going to fly the Emirates A380 from Dubai to Bangalore in India, where TaiModels have released an absolutely superb add-on for that airport. So, night flight in Sim Update 4, meaning we are going to have some wonderful views outside both during our departure as well as our arrival. And with that out of the way, I suggest we're going to get straight into it. So, welcome to the cockpit of the fly-by-wire A380. It's a little bit dark in here, so I suggest the first thing we're going to do is to actually turn on some electricity to get some lights. Now, pretty hard to see where the batteries are actually located, so I'm just going to turn on the external power here first. That's better. Okay, so batteries. All of them are coming on, and with that power is applied to the aircraft, it's slowly coming to life. We can already turn on the ambient light down here, which is basically like the dome light that you got in other Airbus aircraft. Now, something that's new with the fly-by-wire A380 is that the flight warning system actually has to initialize here when the aircraft is getting powered up, which is once again one step closer to reality for this awesome freeware aircraft. Now, while everything is coming to life, let's go ahead and start powering up the EFB down there and on the other hand side down here. So, ooh, a little bit of lag here. EFBs are coming online, then let's also turn the tablet EFB on. Well, that's the OIS down here, so I'll refer to this as OIS from now on to make it a little bit easier to distinguish. So we got the EFB on the left and the OIS on the right. So we'll be pilot today, and we can start with the flight folder and the ops menu. So, flight up status, we are going to fly the Emirates, let's see what this is, 568, so UAE 568, let's get that table out. Here we go, that way we could also do some inputs here, and we're going from Dubai over to Bangalore. Okay, so that's initialized, then let's move right over into the charts. We will be using the Navigraph charts for today's flight, and we are going to depart from OMDB. We do need just a couple of basic ones down here, so we'll start with the code letter Fox taxi chart, and let's see, ANVIX 5 Golf departure today. Runway 12 is in use, rather rare in Dubai, but today it is in use due to a constant 10 knots tailwind over here, and that should be all the charts we need. Now let's go ahead and have an actual look at the flight plan itself. So we're starting with our route, and that's a fairly easy one. So as you can see, pretty much a straight line all the way over. Down in Bangalore we might face a couple of CBs, which, well, is kind of expected for this time of the year. And then let's have a look into the airport weather. So, Dubai, 17089, as mentioned, almost 10 knots tailwind here on runway 30 and 34 degrees clear skies. Our destination in Bangalore has a little bit of thunderstorm and rain forecast. Not much we can do about it, but overall for our arrival time, it isn't too bad. We're looking at the general conditions over here, and as you can see, that's absolutely beautiful weather. Okay, so that in mind, our first alternate in Hyderabad, light thunderstorms, but not within our expected arrival time, so weather is good up there as well. Now looking into the general flight plan, we got plenty of margin here. On-time departure at 17:15 will mean arriving like half an hour early at our destination. We are not critical with any of our weights, even though we're very close to the maximum zero fuel weight. Level 370 is our planned flight level. And then going down into the fuel section of today's plan, 57.8 plus taxi fuel, so let's just call it 54 tons, and then we should be absolutely good to go. So, let's go ahead and cross-check. This is the SimBrief figures. That actually looks quite good, so you can just make that an instant boarding, please. because I don't want to wait like an hour until the plane is boarded. And then for the fuel, 54 tons. That looks good. Instant refueling. Let's do that. Wonderful. Alright, cool. So that's our initial stuff in the tablets down here done. Then let's move back up to the overhead aiders. 1, 2, 3 coming on. Fire test. Looking good, including the APU. And then we can go ahead, start the APU, nav light, logo lights, strobe light auto. And I'm also going to turn the signs on already so that when boarding starts, they have the correct and legal required signage in the cabin. Alright, so with that, everything's coming up over here. Then we can move downstairs and do a very quick recall down here for 3 seconds. And there's nothing in the recall. That's excellent. So for our initial takeoff calculations, let's move straight into the SimBrief app, since the fly-by-wire Airbus does not have a takeoff calculator just yet. And up here it is. Okay, so Dubai 12 right, we're going to take 3,800 meters of runway length in case we do happen to get an intersection. Takeoff weight will slightly increase to 415 tons. We can keep all the rest over here and hit calculate. Flaps 1, 66 degrees, field length limited with almost 500 meters stop margin. Alright, easy going. Cool, then for our technical status, we do have sufficient oxygen on board. The hydraulic quantities are looking awesome. Engine oil quantities, for that we'll need the FADEC. Like that, and the APU has started, so let's get the bleed going. Okay, so oil quantities are all looking good. Fantastic. Cool. Very nice. So that's some of the basics out of the way. Then let's quickly go down into the FMS. A380-800, Trent 900 engines. Nav database, slightly out of date. Not much we can do about this. Then let's go to the init page, request the company flight plan, and get the data link stuff going. And with that out of the way, well, we are basically ready to start our pre-flight procedures. Flaps up, spoilers retracted, both of those match with the indications. So parking brake release, alternate brake test is looking fantastic, and parking brake is set again. No, actually the accumulator reinflator function is not simulated, that's fine. Alright, cool. And insert the flight plan for Emirates 568. That's looking fantastic. On the surveillance page, the transponder is off. ATC com page not yet implemented. That's fine. And with that, we know that we are good to go down here. Alright, then let's start working on our pre-flight procedures. So, crew supply coming on, evacuation switch not simulated, flight recorder ground control on, and everything else is set on the top. Then, in the middle, everything is done. Refueling is complete, so we can turn on the fuel pumps. Like that. Fire test has been done already. White lights on the maintenance panel are allowed. Okay, and on the right-hand side, everything is set up here. CVR test not simulated, unfortunately, and everything's set all the way to the top. Alright. Weather, QNH is 1011. Here we go, that's set. The right hand side is set. The date is the 16th of October 25. Now, I'm not going to tune the frequencies just yet. Looks like the light on the interphone down here is still inoperative. That's fine with me. In the middle, everything's set. On the right, everything's set. And then we can move into our FMS. So let's get our flight plan into view down here, and then let's start working. Emirates 568, Dubai to Bangalore, alternate Hyderabad, and down here everything is looking good. Average wind component is a tailwind of 6 knots. Then IRS is aligning on the GPS position, that's awesome. Departure, runway 12 right, and we've got the ANVIX 5 Golf departure. And then on to Bangalore, looking at runway 5 left. The approach is going let's say 5, runway 9 left, with an ILS approach, and we got the Su-67 Juliet arrival. Here we go. Now, can we just have a look down here? Probably my 454. Do we have a transition from there? No, we don't. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to accept this. Alright, now let's go ahead and cross-check our standard instrument departure. We'll go full screen here. So, straight ahead towards Astes below 5,000. Delta Bravo 469, maximum 220 above 4,000. And we got Astes below 5, 469, 220, 4,000. And then we continue via Lubab, Lupov, and Anvix. And we got Lubab, Lupov, Anvix. That looks good. Alright, so flight plan info, fix info. We'll go for OMDB 12 right. And let's see about the runway track. That's 119. Alright, like that. And I'm also going to draw a 25-mile ring there. Alright, cool. So back to the init page, nav aids. We don't need to tune anything, that's fine. Then, fuel and load. So we got zero fuel weight of 360.1. Like that. CG is unknown for the time being. Block fuel 54. Taxi fuel 1. And for the rest of the figures, the alternate needs 9.1 today. And the final reserve is 5.0. Okay, route reserve 1.2. And that's all looking good so far. Then let's go on to the takeoff performance. It will be a flex takeoff at 66 degrees. And flaps 1, packs on, anti-ice off. Thrust reduction and acceleration are good. Engine out acceleration 1500 is good. Position monitor is not simulated. Transition altitude 13,000. That should be correct for the United Arab Emirates. And indeed 13,000 is correct. Great. Okay, so for our takeoff speeds we had 140, 152, 157. So 140, 152, and 157. That looks good. On the climb page, gear rated climb none. Okay, well, I would definitely be using that in the real world, but it's fine. Optional 355, maximum 370. They want us on 37 because of the better winds, so that's what we are going to do. Okay, and that's our FMS setup completed. So let's move ourselves up to the EFS, constraints, VORs, traffic, initial climb clearance, most likely going to be 4,000. And you can have the same on your side here as well. Alright, wonderful. So, QNH 1011, and that's our setup complete. Let's just go ahead and dim the displays a little bit, because they are a little bit bright by default. That's looking better, isn't it? Just a little difference, but believe me, once we're out of the lights from the terminal here, that is definitely going to make a difference. So, for you as well, half, half, and on the FO side, half, 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 and half. Alright, and you're a pilot as well, my friend. But looks like that's actually not simulated. Let's try that one more time, just to see if we can get in here. If not, then not. Oh man, that takes a little while to boot up. Here we go. So, log in as pilot. Here we go. That's nicer, isn't it? And you can have the OFP down here. Alright, so far so good. Then let's get the ground chart and frequencies. Dubai delivery 120.35. Dubai delivery, Emirates 368, super request IFR clearance to Okay, stand by. He's working on it. Alright, so for our ATC today, we are using Sane Tensions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on, then I can very much recommend them, and thank you very much to Sane Tensions for sponsoring today's video.
Emirates 568, Dubai clearance cleared to Bengaluru via the Airbus 5 Golf departure, then as filed. Departure runway 12 right, initial climb to 4000, departure on 122.500, squawk 3355.
Emirates 568 Super is cleared to Bangalore via the AMD 5 Golf departure runway 12 right, climb maintain 4000, departure 122.5, squawk 3355.
Emirates 568, read back correct, ground is on 118.35, safe flight, sir.
118.35, Emirates 568 Super. Okay, perfect. So I've got Dubai runway 12 right, AMD 5 Golf is confirmed, squawk is in, lovely. Excellent, so then we're ready for the departure briefing, are we? Okay, Dubai runway 12 right, flaps 1, AMD 5 Golf departure, initial 4000. 4000 likewise keeps us safe around the area, and extra fuel and time is approximately 0. Weather is expected good. So very short taxi out today to runway 12 right, let's see how long the queue is going to be. Stop margin for rejected takeoff is around about 500 meters, including the TAS effect already. If we have to continue, then we go straight at 25 miles, but remember there are some mountains into that direction, so for that reason make sure that we actually reach those 3,000 feet that are charted on the MSA over here around the airport. If we fly much further into that direction, there's the mountains. 25 miles, however, is totally fine in 3,000, and then it's going to be radar vectors, most likely to the north, since they won't want us to fly across the city of Dubai, so vectors to the north. Back runway 12 left, more than long enough. We are slightly overweight, but no problem at all. We can do an overweight landing on this runway without many problems. Apart from that, I've got nothing special or non-standard over here. I don't have any threats either. Anything from your side? No? Alright, lovely. Then that's our... Then that's our briefing completed. Cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity. That's 5,400 kilograms balanced. Alright, and barrel reference QNH 1011. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, by now the load sheet should be here, so let's do that. Fuel and load. Okay, so zero fuel weight is 360.1 and the CG 32.9. We've got 360.1, CG 32.9, 54 tons of fuel gives me a takeoff weight of 413.1. That checks, and we calculated 415 for the takeoff. That's close enough, I'm happy to keep the data.
Over to tower, Emirates 542.
Okay, so trim setting for takeoff is 37.5. Taken from down here from the gross weight CG. Alright, excellent. So with that we are good to go up here. Then let's go ahead and talk to the ground guys. Ground from cockpit. Please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. Oh, that's all confirmed. Okay, thank you. We'll get back to you in a moment. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, in the name of Emirates, welcome on board our Airbus A380 on our flight 568 to Bangalore. Today we're expecting a flight time of 3 hours and 10 minutes, cruising at an altitude of 11,700 meters. For the time being, make yourself comfortable, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. We are about to get our clearance to start the engines here, so we will be on our way shortly. We'll get back to you with the latest weather when we start our approach into Bangalore. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. Dubai ground, Emirates 568, super request, pushback and startup. So transponder is on. We'll go on to above over here.
Emirates 568. Pushback approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved, facing northwest, Emirates 568.
Ground, Oman Air 611, taxi to the gate.
Oman Air 611. Taxi
Okay,
to parking via
B4 start,
M13B,
checklist please.
Mike,
Park and
Lima
brake.
4 Kilo, Zulu 4,
Set,
Zulu.
takeoff speed and thrust, V1 140, VR 152, V2 157, flex 66, B4 start, checklist complete. Okay, ground flight, clear to push and start, face northwest, park and brake is set. Roger, release park and brake please.
Emirates
Park and
833,
brake
request
released.
push and start.
Thank you, start on the pushback, stand by for engine start.
Emirates 833. Push and start approved.
Roger, pushback approved. Emirates
Alright,
833.
and off we go. I am not going to use the ANF today, the airport navigation function, because I can kind of feel how my simulator is at the limit of its VRAM usage already, so let's just stick down here to the Navigraph charts. Those are more than good enough, aren't they?
Welcome aboard Emirates Flight 568 departing from Dubai to Kempegowda International Airport. On behalf of the airline, the Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Stephanie and the
So, ground flight deck, we are ready to start engines, and the sequence is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
time to be approximately 3 hours and 15 minutes. Now, let's go
And engine 1 and 2 start.
information. Please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear a click. To release, simply lift the comfort and safety
Ground, Sky Dubai 1 Hotel Echo, taxi to parking.
Sky Dubai 1 Hotel Echo. Taxi to parking via M13B, Mike Sierra Tango.
M13B, Mike Sierra Tango, Sky Dubai 1 Hotel Echo.
securing it with the elastic band. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life vest is located under your seat. To use it, pull it out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. The escape routes are clearly marked, and there are 16 emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. There are 2 doors at the
We've got 2 good starts, starting engines 3 and 4. 3 and 3, 4.
at the rear of the aircraft.
Emirates 8 Mike.
Engine
Cleared
3 and
for
4
push and
start.
start.
We ask that you pay attention to the safety
Emirates 8 Mike.
information card located in the seat pocket in front of you. If you have any questions or
So, let's already start dimming a little here.
hesitate to ask any member of our crew. Thank you for your attention and we wish you a pleasant flight.
Okay, pushback completed. Set park and brake. Park and brake set.
Emirates 65 Tango. Contact tower on 118.75.
Switching to tower, Emirates 65 Tango.
We have 4 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left side, please, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And the trim is set. Lovely. Okay, there's the tuck. And that is a lifter, so there's not going to be any tow bar. And we just need the ramp agent anywhere now.
Emirates 8 Mike. Runway 12 left taxi via Sierra. Mike 1 Bravo.
There he is, and I think I can see a pin down there.
Bravo, Emirates 8 Mike.
Good enough for me. So, thumbs up, and after start checklist. So, anti-ice, off, pitch trim, 35.7% set for takeoff. After start checklist complete. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. full right, neutral. Emirates 568 Super, request taxi.
Emirates 568, runway 12 right, taxi via Zulu 11, Kilo, Kilo 3.
Zulu 11, Kilo, Kilo 3. Emirates 568 Super, taxi runway 12 right via Zulu 11, Kilo, Kilo 3. Okay, so that's up here already. Very short taxi indeed.
Ground, Sky Dubai 114,
So
taxi to
just keep a
parking.
little bit of those lights.
Sky Dubai 114, taxi to parking via Kilo 10, Zulu.
Come on, release the brake, please.
Kilo 10 Zulu, Sky Dubai 114.
Sometimes this sim is so bugged. Okay, good. So, brake check. Pressure 0. And we're clear left side and clear right side. So they basically want us to turn straight out to the right over here. Well, let's talk about the takeoff briefing. I do not have any additions to that, do you? No? Okay. So, taxi checklist. Flight controls. Checked. Flap setting. Config 1+F. Radar. On. Taxi checklist complete. Okay,
Emirates
Kilo 3.
568, contact tower on 118.705.
118.75, Emirates 568. Dubai Tower, Emirates 568 Super, ready for departure.
Emirates 568 Heavy. Dubai Tower. Runway 12 right. Wind 210 at 7. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right, clear for takeoff, Emirates 568 Super. Didn't we just literally see an A380 on that runway? Yes, we did. ATC. Sometimes I don't get it. Okay, we'll just line up, and the moment he's off, we're going to take off. Okay, so lineup checklist, please. Where's my camera blocked again? Get out this simulator. Okay, so takeoff runway 12 right full length, PAX 1 and 2 on, lineup checklist complete. So weather is not an issue. Let's go into the terrain.
Emirates 6 Foxtrot Juliet. Contact ground on
Okay,
118.
so
Decimals.
he's
3
vacating.
5 hours.
Switching to ground, Emirates 6 Foxtrot Juliet.
Okay, and he's off. So, ready? Take off. Man flag 66, SRS, runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Knots, checked. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav, checked. pitch and power flying really works well in this.
Holding short 12 left, ready for departure.
12.5 degrees is norm. And you can see at 15 we're losing a bit of speed. That's quite cool.
12 left, cleared for takeoff, China Southern 8058.
First climb auto thrust.
568, contact departure on 122.5.
122.5, Emirates 568. Dubai departure, Emirates 568 Super, passing 1,500, climbing 4,000. Flap 0. Speed checked. Flaps
Emirates
0.
568 Heavy Minhas departure radar contact. Climb via the seat.
Climb by a SID, Emirates 568. Okay, full vertical speed 2000. Speed vertical speed.
Emirates 568 contact Al Maktoum radar on 124.025.
124.025, Emirates 568. Al Maktoum radar, Emirates 568 Super, 2,900, climbing 4,000. 1,000 to go.
Emirates 568 Heavy Al Maktoum radar identified. Good evening, Dubai QNH 1010.
QNH 1010, Emirates 568 Heavy. Super. Okay, so acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted, landing gear up, and packs on. Acceleration flow pattern complete. Emirates 568, when can we expect further climb?
Emirates 568 climb altitude approved to file cruise altitude 37,000 feet when able.
What?
Departure, China Southern 80.
Sometimes I don't understand this. Alt star.
China Southern 8058 radar contact. Climb and maintain
Alt.
12-1-2000.
Departure West Malta 62 Sierra Echo 2000 for 4,000.
Okay, so maintaining 4,000. We don't need that timer anymore down here.
10,000.
Up to 10,000, West Malta 62 Sierra Echo.
Emirates 568, request further climb.
Sky Dubai 4 Tango Alpha radar contact. Emirates 568 climb flight level 370.
Climb flight level 370, Emirates 568. Well, that might have been a little bit, very high for just being down in 4,000, but, you know. So, thrust climb, alt flight level, or rather 37,000 in blue.
China Southern 8058.
Alright, cool.
radar contact.
So we're passing the waypoint associated with the speed restriction, so we should get an acceleration any moment now. I will already just pitch down a little bit here.
Radar contact.
Alright.
UAE center on 128.
Very nice, and I just absolutely love the sounds of those engines.
125, West Malta 62 Sierra Echo.
China Southern 8058 contact UAE center on 128.125.
Alright. Autopilot 1.
128.125 for China Southern 8058. Good day.
So let's ask the important questions, aka when are we going to be there? 2043. What does the schedule say? 21:15. Perfect. So we're pretty much still half an hour early. Very nice. And we don't need to do anything down here, and well, with that we're nicely on the way. Now that looks nice. 1 aircraft, 2 aircraft, 3 aircraft, all lined up on the arrival. definitely do appreciate the looks of this. Now, climbing at a lovely 3,000 feet a minute here, but then again we are only at 411 tons, so not very heavy today. At least not for an A380, always gotta take that into account as well.
Descending to 3000 cleared for the ILS 12 right approach, Bangladesh 147.
So let's already start turning a couple of those lights back on, because we really don't want to fall asleep during the flight.
Bangladesh 147.
At least that's my personal strategy. Always have the lights on a bit, at least in some dim position, because it just makes it a lot easier for the body to stay awake. Alright then, going through 10,000. Lights off, signs off, and ethers is set. Temporarily keep the terrain over here. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go into weather, you can keep the terrain. Okay. So nothing hot tuned, and then let's go right back up here. Okay, cool. So that's everything done that we had to do. So for the time being, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I see you all when we start the approach into Bangalore. Hello everyone, we are on the approach to Bangalore, currently on an ATC side heading of 120 degrees and descending to flight level 200. Anything else is going to come by ATC, so for the time being, since we're not on the arrival, we're just going to go all selected over here, take full control of our airplane and see what ATC has in store for us. But let's use a little bit of that time to actually start preparing for our approach into Bangalore. Now, since we're already on radar vectors, I'm not going to bother with the standard arrival, much rather let's go ahead and have a look at the expected approach. The weather currently is pretty good. It's 100 degrees at 10 knots in light drizzle, scattered clouds, broken clouds, 27 degrees, QNH 1010, no significant change expected. Now, from here we are heading towards the ILS approach to runway 09 left.
Descend flight level 130.
And that's 5680, descending flight level 130. First oil open, descend all flight level 130 blue. Okay, so one thing worth mentioning, it's hot, 27, it's high, 3000 feet. So that's going to play a little bit of a role here, leading to a little bit higher approach speed on the final than what we're normally used to. Now, looking into the FMS down here, we're expecting an approach speed of 140, so that maybe around 150 knots ground speed or something on the final approach. So a little bit higher rate of descent, which means we got to take that into consideration for a flare as well, as we got to flare the airplane a little bit earlier. Now, terrain is a bit more of an issue on this arrival than weather, because basically there is no weather over there. Well, a couple of lightning flashes on the left there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem for our purposes. No, airplane, why do you go into such a dive here? Speed, vertical speed. That's nicer, isn't it? Okay, that much about our general conditions for the arrival. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our approach by conducting the approach briefing. So, this is going to be a radar vectored ILS approach, runway 09 left, MSA basically 5,500 on our missed approach side, 6,500 on the approach side. Couple of hills in the area, so terrain, you've already talked about that. Extra fuel and time, well actually we do not carry any extra fuel now. 13.2 is going to be our arrival fuel, and that leaves us with a slight missing ton over here, so we're just about fine, even though I don't know why this has been a Euro destination 14.1 when... oh yeah, okay, this is 14.1. That's fine. Alright, cool. So we can commit to landing here at Bengaluru, 2 runways available, and very good weather conditions as well. Alright, then let's go into the second half of the briefing. Radar vector approach, flight director guided, config full, auto brakes BTB, second rapid exit taxiway off to the right.
Contact Bengaluru. Approach on 121.25.
121.25, Emirates 568, super. Bengaluru approach, Emirates 568, super, passing level 152, descending level 130, heading 120.
Heavy Bengaluru approach identified. Good morning, expect the ILS runway 9er left approach into Bengaluru.
Expecting the ILS runway 09 left, Emirates 568 super. It's not heavy, it's super. We're an A380. Okay, so that's our that's that part. Now
568, turn right heading 00.
right heading 200, Emirates 568. Heading 200. I think we can already enter direct to the center fix down here. So direct, center fix 9 left, insert, and heading 200 again. Hold start heading. Alright, so reaching 130, that is 10,000 above the ground, so when we get further down, then we can start reducing our speed. For the time being, I'm going to keep it, but just so that we have an idea. Alright, to finish up the briefing, nothing special. Non-standard is the hot and high situation over here, which will require a little bit higher flare. So we'll flare at 50, idle, and then just put it down onto the ground. No false attempts at bravery, making it the smoothest possible landing here. Just put it onto the ground safely. Alright, and I think that's our briefing.
Flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, Emirates 568. First dial open, descend alt, flight level 100 blue, and speed 250 selected. Okay, so I think that's about it for the briefing. Any questions? No? Lovely. Okay, then we're still flying the flight levels over here. We've got to wait a little bit until we can do the approach checklist, but I think for the time being this is about everything we need. So just a quick check, we got to cross the center fix in 7,000 or above. That means we got to lose 6,000 feet plus 70 knots, so that's 6 plus 7, 13. So about 13. Actually, it's 18 plus 7. That makes more sense. So we're actually running quite well in terms of the altitude on our present heading. Alright, good. Then let's go ahead and start dimming it a bit. Ambient light can go off. I think that's the city right over there. Or is it? It's a little bit too small, doesn't it? Well, ain't gonna be much of our problem. Unfortunately, with flights like these, you go there, you do a turnaround, and then you go straight back to Dubai. I mean, I'm not sure if I really want to call it unfortunately, because there are places where I don't want to go into layover, but you get the general idea of this. You definitely get the general idea of this.
Emirates 568 Heavy. Proceed direct Charlie India 09er Lima. Descend flight level 070 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 9er left approach.
Direct 10 knots, final runway 09 left, descent level 70 until established, cleared ILS 09 left, Emirates 568 Super. Okay, this should definitely not be a flight level anymore. Set QNH, please. QNH 1010, cross check, passing 10,800. Now. Checked. Okay then, approach checklist please. So, Barrow Ref, QNH 1010, minimum Barrow 3205, auto brake, BTV, approach checklist complete. So, we might have to help it a little bit here. Let's give it some speed brake. 3,000 to go, 9 miles plus the speed we need to lose. Yeah, a tiny bit of speed brake is not going to hurt. It's a bit of a pity that the fly-by-wire doesn't give us the level of arrow. With that it would be easy. With that it would be really easy. But so be it.
Understood, Captain Emmanuel. I will ensure that all crew members check that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts.
Yeah, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning.
Okay, so activate approach phase.
At this time, we kindly request you to turn
Thrust idle. Even though I don't get why there would be a box around it right now. Because the mode literally hasn't changed. Terminal 1, gate 25. Let's see where that is. Over here. In front of the VIP terminal, okay. Interesting. Well, let's focus on bringing her onto the ground first, and then we can look into the gate second. Speed alt star. Manage speed. Plan 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, glass slope localizer blue. Yeah, cleared for the approach. That looks more like Bangalore, does it? Stop nagging. Thank you. Approach 1.
Emirates 568, contact Bengaluru Tower 119.05.
119.05, Emirates 568 support. Block star. So, quite the headwind.
Emirates 568, say code to pop.
Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Pendular Tower, Emirates 568 Super, ILS 09 left. And field on sight.
Emirates 568 Heavy, Bengaluru Tower, winds 100 at 10. Runway 9 left, clear to land.
Runway 09 left, clear to land, Emirates 568 Super. Last stop star, go around altitude 7,007.
Emirates 568, roger. I have you on my scope at Toxic Super.
Whatever. Sometimes AI is weird. So 12 miles to run, so that DME seems accurate down here. Is it asking for my IBAN? I'm not gonna get that. Insert point to continue on the ILS. Or how do I have to understand that? God, I'm watching too much Scammer Payback. Alright, let's keep focusing on the arrival now. Really lovely how the aircraft reacts to all the small inputs, but it can definitely feel a little bit of turbulence here as well. I'm fairly sure if we were flying a 737 right now, we'd be shaken around. Alright, flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2.
2,500.
Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed check. Flaps 3. Flaps full. Speed checked. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Decam memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. Alright then, let's see how this is gonna go. Man, it is turbulent now. We're flying an A380. We're at like what? 373 tons, and we're getting tossed around like this. But the speed is nice and stable. It only seems to be like, say, normal turbulence. Checked.
1,000.
Alright, everything's nice and stable. That's the type of approach I like. That's where you really have to focus. That's why I'm not talking too much right now. Just really focus on keeping the plane going where it's supposed to go.
$500. 400. 500. 300. 100 above.
Checked.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Okay, spoilers. Reverse green. BTV decel. Man, that was an interesting one. Haven't had such turbulence in a while.
Emirates 568, welcome to Bengaluru. Contact ground on 121.65.
1165, Emirates 568. Okay, passing 70. Manual brakes.
Auto brake off.
Bangalore ground, Emirates 568, super, request taxi to the gate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Emirates 568, taxi to Terminal 1. Overflow Gate 25 via Alpha 5, Alpha Bravo 4, Lima 3. Good day.
Alpha 5, Alpha Bravo 4, Lima 3, gate 25, Emirates 568, super.
plant species.
What is this doing?
Thank you for
So, Alpha 5,
Please remain
Alpha,
seated with your seatbelts fastened
Bravo
until
3.
final parking position. On behalf of
Is that a
Captain
right hand turn over here?
Officer Stephanie and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay in Bangalore. The local time here is 2:14 a.m. If you have any upcoming connections, please listen closely. Flight number EK 621.
Bravo 4, Lima 3, okay. Yep, Bravo 4's to the right. They really want us to make that right hand turn here.
Departing at 6:30 a.m. from gate A2. Thank you.
Could have done that a little bit more elegant if we didn't have to do this turn, but after all, it's fun to do stuff like this as well, isn't it? Okay, and here we are. So, after landing... Okay, maximum wingspan 36. We're definitely not going through this one. Alright, there is no after landing checklist here. Weather radar is off. Very quick look at the surveillance page as well. Yeah, it's off. Good. Okay, so to the left into Bravo 4. This one does not have a wingspan restriction, that is good. So, 25 is just off the terminal, in front of the VIP terminal. I'd rather take something like 16 over here, or 18, where we are directly in front of the terminal, because the terminal is just so absolutely nicely modeled here. But it looks rather full. Well, I'll tell you what though, we'll do that anyway. So, GSX, terminal... That's terminal 1 down there. 1 suitable parking. Gate number 2, so at the very end. Okay, if that's suitable, we'll take that one. So, follow me is not needed. Handling by... Yeah, give me Air India, whatever. So, they wanted us over here. Outside stand. In this weather. No. So just look at the terminal modeling here. That's just really, really nice, isn't it? TaiModels have absolutely outdone themselves. Easily the best looking airport in India now. Very easily. Even all the interiors that you can see over there, they just look seriously good, don't they? What is that? Engine 4 fail. Okay. Alright, clear engine 4. Status, remove status. Okay, fine. We got 3 more. Taxi's just nicely on it. Okay, so that's gate number 4 over here. Then number 2 is going to be up next. APU on. Gotta be that one over here, and that means we gotta get rid of the Air India. And here we are, 25 minutes ahead of schedule. Absolutely fantastic. So, beacon is going off, seatbelts are going off. No ground power unit, it seems. Fine with me. Alright, and parking checklist. Park and brake our trucks, brake set, and wing light off. Parking checklist complete. So then, let's get ourselves some deboarding, and with that, my friends, welcome to Bangalore. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. I surely had a blast. But now it's up to you to let me know your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Check out TaiModels Bangalore if you like the scenery as much as I did. And then, as always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.